In this video, I'm going to show you how to change from the original foot that came on your machine to a shank, and then you can switch easily on the quick change feet. So you will need 3 tools for this job. The tools are a regular screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and a 6mm hex. Now before you start, you're going to want to turn off the power to your machine so that you don't hurt yourself. The first thing you'll do is loosen the screws that attach the cover here and take that off. And below that cover, there is a bolt. You'll use the 6mm hex wrench to loosen that. So you'll loosen it quite a bit, but you won't remove it. Let it stay in there. And once you've loosened it enough, you'll be able to twist the sew head. And so you'll push this knob back, which releases the sew head so that it'll twist like this. Now, when you put the shank on here, you won't have to do this anymore to switch between your quick change feet. That's why they're called quick change. So you're going to take the foot that came with your machine, which is a full-sized foot rather than a shank and a quick change foot. You're going to take the screw out, make sure you don't lose it. Now you're going to put the shank on, making sure you have the black spring in there. Now, the shank comes with a red spring. You use that with plastic feet, but with metal feet, you use the black one. And here you can see, to get the screw back in, you have to compress the shank on the hopping foot bar. And then I just put it in with my hand and then finish tightening it up with your regular screwdriver. Once that's tightened, you're going to bring the needle bar housing back down. It will click and lock, but there's still some play in there and it must be tightened properly. This is a very important step. So you bring your needle down, making sure that it is centered in the needle plate hole. Then with one hand, you'll have to hold that tight, while with the other hand, you tighten the bolt on top with the 6mm hex wrench. You'll notice as you do this that the needle bar tends to move as you tighten that top hex screw. It might take a couple times before you get that dead center and nice and tight. You want to make sure that it is right in the center of the hole of the throat plate. Very important. Now use the flywheel to bring your needle to the upmost position, and you'll be able to compress the shank with the spring and put the foot on. Once the foot is on, you'll notice that it will rotate and it can go up and down on the shank. So the height of the foot and the rotation of the foot are very important. You bring your needle down again to the lowest point. And at the lowest point, you want a dime to fit between the hopping foot and the throat plate. And you need it to be centered on the needle. And then you'll tighten down the foot. I'm going to point out, it's not the needle that's moving, it's the foot that's moving. So the foot is centered on the needle. Then it's easy to switch out to any quick change foot. You'll just take off the screw, put the other foot on, and you're done. When you're completely done, replace your cover, and you won't have to do this action again.